Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight best of 5 series of professional StarCraft 2. Joining me here, map number 1 shall be Ultra Love, the upper right corner in red. It is the Zerg champion, Reynor. And their opponent here, the blue probes, the bottom left belongs to Classic. And where is Classic's probe? Classic probe here, not even gonna go for a hatch block? What is this type of unstandard, unorthodox Protoss play here? My gosh. Reynor probably feeling quite happy, quite comfortable getting that hatch down, I suppose. I'm wondering what's going on here. Okay, what kind of shenanigans? Is the true shenanigan, I wonder, no shenanigans at all? Could that be the biggest mental battle? To shenanigan or not? To not shenanigan, yes. The fine question all Protoss must answer at some point, I suppose. Back at home, though, we see the answer is clearly to not shenanigan. There's not really anything going on. The core's coming up. I would wager it's going to be a Stargate behind this. Reynor's going to get across with that Overlord, get to see all of this happening. So we know it's a pretty normal looking PVZ. I can take a minute and say hello, beautiful viewer. I hope you're doing well today. I hope no disasters have happened, because that's really the best I hope for most days, it feels. I'm not out to have a good day, I'm just trying not to have a bad day. And I feel like most people can probably empathize with that. It is a Stargate. The choice will be placed in the main base. The Overlord in dire need of a pillar. Well, probably not right now, because Classic is going for double Adept, which is pretty standard opener intro. Wanting to get those Adepts across, get a bit of scouting, potential harassment, but I would be a little surprised if there even was a major commitment to the Shades. The first one has to get out there to save the probe, because, as you know, probes, very valuable creatures, endangered, perhaps even. We'll start to head back across with the minerals that they have rightfully liberated from the foul Zerg. And now the Shades just start to keep Reynor honest. Reynor's going to want to spread some creep, want to start making his way over to the third location, I would wager. Waits for the Shade to go right on by, then makes the creep tumor. I like it. Continuing with the Adept production, we see it's an Oracle from the Stargate, which should not be a surprise at all. The Adepts do their reverse Shade, the escape Shade, yes, the getaway driver Shade of these decisions. The Zerglings have speed now, which is going to make them a little scary. Oh my gosh, you committed to that. The Adepts commit to the Shade. The drones quickly scramble to make a few buildings, try to save their own lives. The Zerglings catch up. The Oracle, now the true threat. 4 drones killed off. Not, I would say, devastating, but certainly definitely unhelpful for any Zerg build. The drone count sitting at about 34, about to jump up to 39. Reynor probably just is going to want to try to happily drone for the next few minutes. The question is, what type of mid-game move, what type of play is Classic going to go for? We've seen the Stargate making a few things, just oracles mainly. A battery coming up, third base location. Usually follow-up, we start to see what kind of build the Protoss actually wants to go for. We've kind of reached the end of the standard opener. You're like, really, this is a standard opener, like 5 minutes into the PVZ? Yeah, absolutely. The Protoss goes for those initial Adepts, goes for those Oracles, just tries to be a little annoying while everybody gets their infrastructure set up. The Queens, they're getting a bit of hull damage out on this Oracle. 16 health left, and there is a Spore, so they're going to have to be a little bit careful. Just barely keeping it out of range. Classic seems to be on point with the micromanagement, small decisions here. We'll start to check out on their how's their build doing. I saw a Twilight. Yes, okay. Twilight Council, the follow-up. Blink is the choice, so not going for any type of maybe a charge all in. We're probably gonna see a shift into Stalkers. This is still a lot of Adepts for right now. Despite losing the initial 2, Classic has kept up the Adept production. Could even be wanting to fake a bit of an Adept or a Glaive move. Nothing coming up just yet. The Shades trying to save the Adepts. They're keeping the drones away wonderfully. Into the main base they go. The Oracles fly in to offer a bit of support. Stasis Ward attempted. Stasis Ward immediately eliminated. The Adepts not focusing down the drones. Instead, Classic's just letting them go for the Zerglings, really. Only 3 drones were killed off there. So what's the choice then? The focus, or I say not really focus, but more just a rather lax approach to taking out the Zerglings, just letting them kind of do their thing, reducing Reynor's Zergling count, reducing the potential army supply. Classic, I feel, is going to want to do an attack pretty shortly here. It feels like Classic is going to just kind of build up into this. Probe production is continuing, but at 65, it wouldn't surprise me if Classic just cuts it at any second now. And Classic has reached essentially the full 3rd base economy, is going to start to even take a 4th, so considering the later potential. Storm is about to complete. Blink is likewise about to complete. +1, almost halfway done, so a little bit farther behind. We're going for Blink Storm, Blink Templar. Templar, of course, nowhere near the ability to blink. Their floating wheelchair speed there is not going to help them out too much with that. But they are the real powerhouse with the Storm. The Archon potential for this, too, could be really nice. Classic. Gonna start to bring things together. Blink is done, Storm is complete, but there are no Templar up here. All of the Templar back at the 3rd base, just gathering energy, having their morning 5-hour energy there, trying to get themselves up and running. They're slow to wake, okay? They're the kind of person, they're grumpy in the morning. Doesn't matter how long you give them to wake up or get ready, they're still gonna be mad. They're still grumpy, okay? I can speak from experience. I am one of those people. The Blink Stalkers, not really pressing the issue or the matter. Templar gathering. The Storm gathers. Do we have any Archons? We're gonna get one Archon to rule them all. Possibly. Been looking a lot at what Classic's been up to. Reynor is opting for Lurker play, which is telling, I would think, of wanting to play a little defensively, wanting to deflect this initial hit, break Classic's army, or at least break Classic's momentum, and then bounce back with a lot of Hydras, a lot of Lurkers to get some damage done. But you're committing to being that shield, being the Aegis for the first hit here. You're going to want Classic to attack into use. Storms go out on a couple of the Hydras, a Transfuse on a Queen. Charge is not done for these Zealots. It is still a bit 10 seconds out. So Classic, I think, is going to want to wait for that. Without charge, the Zealots are really not quite helpful. Storms, decent connections onto the groups of Hydras. Zealots walking through one of their own. Warp Prism shows up, reinforcements here and ready to help out. The amount of storms, good grief. How many Templar? It's a 6 Templar, nearly full on energy. Classic has enough storms to break most of the Hydra line. There's only a couple of Lurkers here. Two. I said a couple. It's actually true. There's only 2 Lurkers here. Classic's going to be able to storm them down. There is an Observer. Not that I think you really need to focus on it. The Zealots are going to suffer the most. Stalkers blinking around, trying to find perhaps an escape route. The Templar are getting quite low on energy at this point. The Lurker's still holding decently well at the base. Stalkers break off, split, try to take that out. We have a very unusual storm up against the debris. Debris packs plenty of umbrellas, though. It's not going to have any sort of effect on that. You try telling a rock to care about the lightning storm, okay? That rock, he's been there. His pappy rock was there for the storms. His grandpappy rock was there for the storms. and his grandkid Rock will still be there for the future storms. You're not going to deter him one bit. That Rock went up both ways uphill to school and back for rock kind back in his day. He's not going to care about a little bit of rain. Classic. Adding on suddenly Tempest here. Shifting gears a bit into some higher tech choices. We have a mothership on the way, nearly halfway done. Switching into the Stargate mode, not wanting to commit, keep on with the ground. I like the Immortals, but I also kind of feel like Tempest might be the better option at this point. Classic, he's kind of going for what feels like a bit of a Protoss salad here, okay? It's just kind of a little bit of everything. We get a little bit of your, Zealot Stalker greens. We got some Immortal tomatoes in there. We got like a, I don't know, hard-boiled egg Tempest topper, okay? And then, you know what we need on top of this all? We need the mothership vinaigrette. All right, I just feel like it's kind of all coming together. It's not like we're really going for one particular thing, but we put it all in a blender and it's fine. The Storms go out trying to take the high ground. The Archons walk up the stairs like they own the place, which is going to be a bit counterproductive if they see the lurkers. The Tempest clear the lurkers away. The base is vulnerable now. 18 probes are dying off, though. Reynor is not sitting back, sitting idle. The mothership is going to show up for the defense. There are a few Hydras, but I don't think it's going to be enough to actually stop the mama ship. And these lurkers, they haven't cleaned their room in quite a few days. She is not going to be happy. She is mad about that. Couple of Tempests here. The Protoss army just going completely uncontested. Reynor a little bit, I would say, kind of hesitant, wishy-washy about what he wants to do with the army. Just kind of moving it around in the middle of the map. We need to pick a lane here. The Nidus network's destroyed. There is one worm with nothing in it, which is less than helpful, for sure. Reynor appears to agree. Not quite sure what happened. They're crumbling panic mode. The army supply, I don't think could compete, even if they did come to blows. But Reynor just kind of going back and forth. They're not too sure what to really try to do with the small semblance of lurkers there. Classic is going to take map number 1. Map number 2 in this series shall be Incorporeal here. The Victor from map number 1, holding strong despite a lurker attack there at the very end, getting the job done. The blue Protoss, it is Classic. And the upper left corner, the Zerg in red. The drone's in need of a bit of help. So far, it is Reynor. I believe he can bring it back, though. Reynor's got some good stuff there. Could whip out some type of unusual attack, type of, maybe something like an Overlord drop type of play. Maybe something Queen-related, I can hope. I can get my hopes up. I can be excited for this, too, okay? I'm not just here to make everyone else have a good day. I'm trying to enjoy my day, too. I just do it while talking a lot. It's my thing, I guess. Overlord action cam making its way across. Did see that probe. Probe will not get here in time to block the hatch. Reynor making sure of that, I think, with a little bit of a gas cancel. Yeah, 6 resources lost. Yeah, a little bit of a cancel on an extractor helped get that hatch down just slightly quicker. Make sure it does not get blocked. The probe, the battle. The true battle that we need to see in PvZ, okay? Like, okay, you two. Oh, Reynor. Little slip there. Gotta make sure the drone stays focused. Oh. And when the economy cheese fails, then we start to attack them, really. Protoss, okay, why are you all like this? What happened in the childhood trauma to make people like this? All right, I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm definitely just too much, I guess, Terran or Zerg player in me, because I can't get myself to do this. I will send a probe across. I'm sure many of you know who watch me at this point. I play random most of the time, so I do have experience playing all 3. And when I play Protoss, I don't act like this, okay? Like, I send the probe across, I do a little scouting, I look around, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a Zerg. They're making drones. Great, cool. Look for the spawning pool. Make sure that they're not, you know, whipping out a 14 pool type of play and make me have a panic attack. No. Oh. No, we're good? Okay. I guess we're fine then. The Adept finally makes its way across here. We'll save the probe from certain death and doom. The third hatch is planted, starting to grow, be nourished by this rather Protoss-looking architecture, I guess. The creep line starts to extend. The Adept shade looking at, we've got identical setup so far, even with the Stargate in the main base. And I agree. You don't fix what ain't broke, I suppose. Build's working for Classic. Build has worked for Protoss for many years now. No real reason to change it up. The second Adept joins the crew Oracle on the way. Is that the first Oracle? That is the first one that's about to complete. Likewise, Zergling Speed, about to finish up, about to complete. And now my big question, what I'm really waiting to see is, do we have any sort of deviation? Or is it going to look pretty similar to what we saw map number 1? We saw Reynor kind of take things a bit slow, take it easy, go up towards Hive, got the Hydra Den, went for Lurkers, didn't end up really using them how I thought that Reynor was going to use them. Nor did Classic use the Oracle really how I thought that Classic was going to use the Oracle. The key focal point there is not dying. Okay, that's kind of an important piece there. The real focal and center point of the puzzle is to not lose the Oracle. Maybe it's a tell. Maybe we're about to see Reynor get an opportunity here, start to make a bit of a comeback. Second Oracle, much more successful at not dying so far. At least give them time. They get 3 drone kills for their trouble. Twilight Council, Forge follow-up. The Oracle count halting. At least so far it would seem halting at 2. Classic is going to just opt for a bit of potential harassment now with them when we build up. Will the Twilight once again be for Blink? That's the question. Or will it not be for anything Twilight at all? What if it's like sudden surprise Dark Shrine? I would go, we're watching Classic, not SOS here, okay? Calm down. It's Blink. Told you. Classic, a very reliable Protoss player. I don't recall from my recent memories Classic really doing a whole lot of sudden surprises, sneaky business. Templar Archives follow-up, so again, looking really similar to the setup. I think Classic liked how that turned out. The lair's about to complete for Reynor, who is frantically trying to clean up these Adepts. The Zerglings get a beautiful surround on most of them. We'll pick them off. The one at the top left here gets a few drones for her trouble. Transfuse on the drone. Reynor says, denied. You will not have my worker this day. And right as the Adepts fall, we have a deviation. A Spire is on the way for the Zerg. Reynor going for something different this round, changing it up. Going for, I'm assuming, Mutas. I'm assuming these are our lovely Mutts, which I quite like as an option, as an opener, a potential play against Protoss. How will Classic be set up, though? Classic's already got battery at the 3rd, so that'll be at least have to be targeted down, and not maybe something to stop the Mutas, but it certainly will delay them. The Oracle's moving towards the natural. Will they spot the Spire? They don't yet. Reynor's doing a decent job trying to zone them away. Keeping a queen in the natural location prevents them from just going straight up there. Spire's about to complete. How many Mutas will it be? Reynor's trying to bank a bit of gas. Looks like we'll have close to about 9. Blink's about to finish up. Storm finishing up as well. Now, Storm, of course, can absolutely shred Mutas. Storm is an excellent answer up against Mutas. The question is, do the Mutas actually let themselves, get caught in it? actually stick around in it. 11 on the way, along with the attack upgrade as well. So Reynor, it seems, is going to want to actually commit to the mutas. This isn't just the gotcha, hey, surprise, mutt-mutts in your base where they don't belong. No, Reynor's actually going to want to try to make something of this. They start to pop out. They are aiming for the bottom left, it looks like. Okay, alright. We're seeing it come together now. So Reynor's got the mutas. He's going to get them all grouped up, all looking nice and healthy together, and probably go for the third here. There is a cannon, there is a battery, but there is not really anything else. A second Stargate on the way. Did Classic spot this? No, still hasn't spotted this. Is just going for a second Stargate with no vision of it. The mutas, the first scout, they show up in the third base. Classic immediately orders the probes into the assimilator. The mutas focusing down the cannon and the battery. An interesting choice, I would say. The probes did run towards the army. A solid storm tears its way through the Zergling army. Mutas shut down the oracles. Get rid of the oracles, you get rid of a fair bit of the vision that the Protoss has, which is a lovely thing when you're trying to make mutas work. Ooh. Storm, Archon, you cannot take a fight with these mutas. The mutas are going to have to dance around. Reynor has signed himself up to be very busy for the next few minutes. The Zerglings start to try to get a bit of damage done, maybe even just split the army off. Here, Stalkers and Phoenix warping in to deal with the Muta Cloud. An advantage, I would say, going for that second Stargate opens you up to actually being able to contest this with Phoenix. And Phoenix are, I think, probably the ultimate answer, the ultimate anti-Muta, but it also signs you as the Protoss up to be rather busy as well, because it's a dance. It's a balancing act. More Phoenix production continuing. Anion pulse crystals on the way. Committing to an attack against the Templar Storm army. Oh, no. Reynor, remind me not to be a muta in Reynor's army, okay? This is not looking too healthy. I'm not too convinced about the health insurance of the MUTALISKs here, that they should be really braving such comprehensive claim weather damage related incidents. A little bit of a split, a little bit of a box. They focus down the Templar first, the Archon the second to fall. The Phoenix, slightly late to the party, show up eventually, will force the mutas away. Zealots keeping the Zerglings at bay. Is it really just like Zergling Muta? We're trying to make this work? Okay. Well, Anion Pulse Crystals completes. Phoenix have their extra range and their beautiful laser attack. Look at that purple. Follow the Phoenix here. I just want to watch that. It looks so nice. I love that graphic. I love the change from the blue to the purple there. Blue and purple, both excellent colors. Okay. Where was I? Zerglings, mutas, corruptors. Interesting decisions. Still committing to the mutas. Still really wanting to make that work, which means Classic can probably just keep on committing to Phoenix. What's the Phoenix count at? About to hit 7. And it really does just kind of come down to the micro, to the potential, because on paper, the Phoenix win. Okay, on paper, the Phoenix should win every engagement. They have the potential. The issue is, it's all potential. It's on paper. Once you start actually playing it out, start having that battle happen, the back and forth, the dance is what I'm talking about. Reynor has to try to lure the Phoenix away, get Classic to follow him. Classic, hopefully not paying too much attention, because there's about 50 Zerglings at the third base right now. Doesn't micro the Phoenix, gets them caught. Reynor gets to pick off 1 or 2 over time. The problem is the Phoenix are shooting at you this entire moment, which is going to reduce the Muta count down to 5. We started at 18 to 7. It is now 5 to 8. Okay, Classic is doing this supremely well. Classic has got this, I feel. Has enough Archons, enough Zealots to shut down the Zerglings. The Phoenix have successfully whittled the Muta count down. It just, the composition isn't working. Reynor, I have to applaud Reynor trying to, hit something different on the dartboard, get another type of composition together, but this is 100% Classic's game to lose at this point. The damage is done. The Zerglings are trying over here. They will definitely get a few of the probes. They might even be able to get the Nexus. But the age-old question of at what cost, you might be asking. You might be wondering, and I'm inclined to agree because that is a lot of Protoss on creep. They are unfazed. They do not care. Like I said, this is their campaign mission now. The Muta Corruptor combo makes its way to the main base. The Phoenix here to support, try to shut down their shenanigans. The Corruptors doing a magnificent job at tanking the Phoenix. The problem is still, I think, Classic can kind of just build everything together as long as Classic doesn't lose everything. Oh my god, 55 drones have died on the other side. The base race in shambles. Reynor not going to be able to recover. Look at the army supply too, nearly 2-to-1 still in favor of the Protoss at this point. And nobody being able to reproduce anything is just going to seal the deal, I suppose. Classic goes up 2-0 in our best of 5. The next map in the series shall be Persephone here. The Zerg player, the red drones occupying the upper left. It is, of course, Reynor. And the bottom left here, the blue probes looking strong, looking dominant even so far in this series. It is Classic. In prime form, I will say, dude. Dealing with both types of plays that Reynor has gone for, dealing with them magnificently. You Protoss players, you Protoss viewers, I'm sure you guys are loving this. Reynor could bring it back. I still believe, I still have my Zerg faith that we can even just get a series at this point. It's not even about any sort of Zerg favoritism. It's more just wanting to see more good games. The probe makes its way across. Yet again, we have the same type of setup. Reynor not going for any type of, I would say, absurd cheese, any type of aggressive moves here. Still going for that same just hatch play. The hatchery, of course. Now, you can go for hatch play. Some people might put it here. You have a bit of shenanigans. I would like to see that, personally, but not the case, at least for this map. The plays will look to be normal. We've got the core, we've got the gas. I'm guessing pylon into Stargate. Alright, we've got a few minutes. Take a drink, lads. Okay, where's the OV? Just watch the Overlord. Watch the Overlord, watch the Protoss. Which means, by the transitive property, are we actually just watching the Protoss? It's a good question. Hydration alert. Take a drink. Stargate is the choice. Adept on the way. Probe being sneaky. I saw that. Staying hidden. Waiting for the drone to come out. And 2 Zerglings will be able definitely to deflect the probe. Classic. We'll get to see the hatch plopped down, though. Now the question, of course, on Classic's mind, I'm sure, is, are you keeping that hatchery, or is it a fake? Could be a fake out. It's probably not, though. I don't believe I would make that guess either. The Stargate is going to complete, and the Oracle is on the way. The Adept makes its way across. Here we have yet again the PVZ dance. The Adept will shade in, force the Queen to get slightly uncomfortable, force the Zerglings away in panic and fear, committing to the shade. Excusez-moi. We just being annoying? I guess so. Just trying to be annoying. Checking for the spawning pool of wiggling, I guess. It cancels the shade. Reynor's going to make a spore out of that drone, though. Save its life. Does not get the second one, though. 1 kill there for the Adept. Not looking too fantastic for that first Adept there. What the commit? I'm so curious about that. The second Adept just goes over to the 3rd location there. The Oracle is the next piece of the scouting puzzle. Grabs a handful of drones. Grabs more than a handful of drones. Grabs a heaping pile of drones. Okay, this isn't like a Boston Corral of drones here, alright? You gotta leave some for the rest of the game. There's 6 drones dead. Zerglings on the other side will get the second adept. There is an oracle to shut down their attack, though. They will definitely not find any more opportunities there. My gosh. You two just taking bites out of each other. Like map number 3, we're just fed up. We're done with this at this point. No more strategy, no more decorum. We are just committing to battle. Twilight Council on the way, Forge as well. So again, identical setup. Will it just be Blink again? The robot. Is that early? I'm trying to remember. I don't 100% remember from the previous matches. It feels like that's a little early though. Is this going to be a different move? Are you not going for Blink? Ooh, it's a different move. Okay. Oh, this is so good, though, because it looks so similar to the previous games, though. If Reynor is scouting with this Overlord or slips a Zergling in, it's going to look like the previous setups, where it was Blink, delayed a little attack, going for Storm. No, this is a much stronger kill move. We've got a Prism on the way. We've got Charge, nearly a quarter done already. Classic is done. Classic is fed up with this mess. Okay, Classic wants to go home and eat whatever Classic is gonna have for dinner. Alright. Stasis Ward. Will just barely complete. Will get a queen and a drone, embarrassing them in public humiliation fashion. Adepts, very unfortunately caught, and that Oracle is way too low to be here. Will not have any success. Charge, over halfway done now. And they're Templar Archives, but it is for just Archons. There's no Storm. Oh my god, it's a Charge Archon move. How is Reynor going to be able to prepare for this? Reynor did go for a little deviation as well. There is a Roach Warren out. I don't think he's made any Roaches, though. And at this point, you need to be cranking some army units. I don't think Reynor really knows it's coming is the problem. There just hasn't been a whole lot of opportunities for scouting. No things like changelings or pneumatized. Did you get pneumatized? Yeah. So no Overlord speed, no changelings is going to make this a very difficult hold, because this is the first time you're really seeing it happen. And the time to scout the Archon charge lot play is not when they are in your main base. No, it's 10 Zerglings and 4 Queens. I don't see how this is feasible. I just don't see how it's doable. Reynor is trying to make some Roaches. They are starting to pop out now. We'll have about 10 to 12. But is the damage already done? The Roaches are just going to kind of stream in here piecemeal now. They don't have Roach speed. They don't have any upgrades. This is 2 Archons and a boatload of charge slots. If Reynor had already had some Roaches, already had some Ravagers, could kill the Prism even, this would be a very different story, but this is over at this point. 12 drones have died. The army is gone. Classic, in a rather surprising twist, even to myself, decides to go for the throat. Says, no, we're not doing that Blink Storm business. I am charging right to go home. 3-0, best of 5. Tricked you all. You're like, oh, he's always getting the long matches, the series. No, we got a 3-0 today, apparently. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.